Thanks for the support as a channel member, Christopher Hoffman. Guess what, boys and girls? It's Backdoor KEV time. Hello and welcome to Club 2, part 37 of Not League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our final two games of the season. We're at home against Newcastle and away against Leeds. Since you were last with me, we got smashed repeatedly. That's not fair. We drew against Spurs, lost against Man City and Chelsea, and it has left us very much at risk of not qualifying for the Champions League, which, remember, was never the goal. Europa League is fine, and we're definitely in that. But a big win against Burnley has put us back in with a chance, because we sit here looking at a league table. Now, if we win both of our final two games, we will qualify for the Champions League, because we've got a game in hand over everybody above us. So beating Newcastle, who are already relegated down in 19th place, will put us back up against Liverpool, and then above Liverpool, sorry. And then on the final day, we're away against Leeds, who are down in 15th place, while Liverpool face Fulham, who are down in 17th place, but they'll be powerless to stop us. If we win them both, we finish 4th. If we don't, we'll finish 5th, which will be Europa League, which is also very good. The one other thing that I've done is we have a new player coming in. We've got we've started doing next season's transfer business already. You already knew Shortire was coming in. I think I told you Douglas Luiz was coming in. Maybe I didn't. But that was arranged back in January. He's coming in at the end of his Fenerbahce contract. A little bit of experience in midfield, gives us a defensive midfield option, someone else to play in central midfield. But talking of central midfield, this guy's coming in, Oscar Ben Bassat, who is a 21-year-old Argentinian under-20 international, who I originally identified as my Danny Francis replacement. He's better than Francis, can play in that central midfield role. One thing I didn't anticipate is then going back to Liverpool and saying, you know what, can we have Danny Francis for another year? And then saying yes. So Danny Francis is back on loan next year as well. So 4 players effectively coming in, although 2 of them are Francis and Shortire, means that we don't have much in the way of budget left. We've only got £11 million of our budget remaining, so we've already spent a lot of it. But I think we've also pretty much done what we needed to do for the upcoming summer already. I'm sure I'll come up with something on the transfer special, but I'm pretty happy with that as a squad going into next year as it is. Obviously, things might change if we're a Champions League club. So let's go and find out if we end up becoming one. We're going with Svilar in goal, a back four of Williams, Parsons, Novak and Lopez, Clarkson and Francis in midfield, Shortire, Migliaccio and Pelestri supporting Jones up front. Let's get into the game and let's hopefully win the thing, get into the Champions League and have a jolly good time doing it. Has a team ever got into the Champions League having never played in Europe of any other flavour? Let me know down in the comments. I'm sure there are examples of it. So it has to be not they got there like Leicester, for example. I know they went straight into the Champions League having not been in the Europa League the year before, but they'd been in Europe before. You know, when they won the League Cup under Martin O'Neill, which is supposedly the greatest achievement of any Leicester manager ever, according to the end of my beta save, because he was on the favoured personnel list and I wasn't, but they would have got in Europe for that. But obviously Peterborough have never been in Europe, unless you count the Anglo-Italian Cup back in the 90s. But assuming we don't, never been in Peterborough before, never been in Europe before, and have the opportunity to go straight in to the Champions League. We're not necessarily just talking English clubs. I want examples of clubs anywhere in Europe whose first ever experience of European football was in the Champions League. Let me know down in the comments. Bonus points if their first ever experience of Europe was the Champions League group stage, which I'm assuming that's what all English clubs still go into. Because, of course, again, you're going to have examples of clubs who had to go through Champions League qualifying and all that kind of stuff. I think we did that with Apollon last year, did we? In fact, we might have done a year in the Europa League first. Now I think about it, because we got to the final, didn't we? Or did we go? I think we might have done Champions League qualifying, ended up in the Europa League. Either way, we just scored a goal and should probably celebrate that rather than worrying what happened with Apollon last year. Ricky J. Jones, what a player. He's just scored an absolute screamer. I've got to stop calling him one-dimensional, because he's added so many new dimensions this year, because now he can do that as well. I know he did it occasionally. His first goal for us after re-signing from Brighton 3 years ago was a long-range screamer, but he just does it so rarely, or did it so rarely, that I kind of forgot he could do it. But he's done that 3 or 4 times since Christmas probably now, and it's starting to become a regular part of his game, as are the headed goals, as is the good hold-up play, and he's still got the blistering pace and the good finishing. He is blossoming at the age of 24, blossoming into a complete forward. And I'm baffled that after being the second top scorer in the Premier League for the second year in a row, he's still never had a call-up to the England squad. He never got called up to the under-21s, and he's never been called up to the full England squad. I think that says a lot about how much club reputation plays into whether or not you get an international call-up, because in real life, surely Ricky J. Jones is an England regular by now, at least a regular in the squad, maybe not a regular starter. He's getting call-ups. Lopez has just got an absolutely stunning goal as well. It's 2-0 to Posh, and we are looking good to have done part one of the deal that we need to make today anyway. There's still no guarantees going into that final day of the season, but it will be nice going into the final day knowing a win will get us Champions League. That'll be huge. Poor old Liverpool must be very, very sad knowing what's going on around them, but it's their own fault, really. They shouldn't keep loaning out their best players to us. If Danny Francis can't get in their team, then they're picking their team wrong, because he's an excellent midfielder for us. And he's shown it again today, putting in a very solid performance as our box-to-box midfielder. And he'll get lots more opportunity to do that for us next year as well. Right, it is Newcastle starting the second half off on the attack, but Palestri wins the ball back, and Clarkson with a lovely ball over the top for Jones, who's in behind here and applies the finish. And Leighton Clarkson started this season getting a little bit of stick. Because I record like 4 or 5 days in advance, I'm kind of just reading the responses in the comments to Clarkson's debut, and I was a little bit hard on him. I hope you've seen over the course of the season that my thoughts on him did change. He has, although he's not like I don't think he's a Champions League player, and that fact remains. He is a very solid Premier League central midfielder who has a lovely pass on him when he puts his mind to it, and he showed it just there. And Jones is now on a hat-trick, which, I mean, Kirstich is injured at the moment, which makes it much easier for me to pick who our best striker is. But Kirstich is a proper wonder kid who has been scoring. He's got a better goal to games ratio than Jones has. But I don't know if I can ever stop loving Jones, because he's homegrown, and homegrown is just fun. And I don't know, we might be about to ruin Kirstich as a wonder kid by not playing him because of Ricky J. Jones. We'll see how I'm feeling next year. I might be able to convince myself to rotate between the two of them properly, especially if we've got European football to play. Palestri's in here, and the effort goes over from him. But yeah, I guess if we're a Champions League club, there's going to be plenty of opportunity to play both of them. You need 2 real top-level strikers, and I think that's what we've got now, with Nketiah knocking around the place as well as a decent third option. And yeah, I know you all love Simon Patton, but he's probably leaving in the summer. I don't see a space for him in this squad anymore. He was a great Championship striker, and if we hadn't, it's another one of those examples of the club progressing too far for him. We could keep him around for another couple of years and see if he has a growth spurt. But realistically, we'll probably just cash in on him while we can and actually get a fee for him this summer, rather than just letting him go for free, which will happen if we just keep giving him contracts. Right, Shortire is going to come off. We're going to bring on Pfizer on that left-hand side. We're also just looking at fitness levels. Novak is tiring. Danny Francis is tiring. I think we'll take Francis off and bring on Ekwarimbi in midfield, which, I mean, that really shows why we need some new midfield players when Ekwarimbi is still getting game time in central midfield for us. I mean, spot the weak link in this team. That's why we've got so many midfielders coming in. Ekwarimbi and Clarkson don't really fit in with the rest of that lineup anymore as a central midfield partnership. Right, for my final trick, I am going to take off, I think we'll take off Miliaccio, bring on Nketiah, and just do that. Yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. 3-0 though. Been comfortable against Newcastle. Tottenham absolutely smashing Burnley. Tottenham have had a real late surge this season. I don't know if they've got another new manager, because they already ignored. They certainly didn't come back and offer me an interview again, so I suggest they probably haven't. It just took them a little while to get good after that manager came in. So they had another very poor start to the season this year, but they are charging up the league. But that is a very, very important victory for us. And now we've just got to do it again. Beat Leeds, and we're in the Champions League. Simple as that. Just before the Leeds game, something exciting. Someone mentioned this in the comments. I didn't realise you could do this. Obviously, last summer, we got mentioned that we were looking at a site for a new stadium, but it gave us no information about it. I just thought, I'll wait for the next announcement. If you go into facilities, it actually tells us what we're looking for. So we are still searching for a site with a planned capacity of 30,575. It's really, really difficult for me to even consider leaving the club when we're this close to the Champions League and potentially moving into a big boy grown-up stadium. It's exciting, very exciting times to be at Peterborough United, and I want to continue being a part of it. I want to earn my spot on the favoured personnel list. Like Leicester all over again. Right, the team for the Leeds game. All we've got to do is win. Svilar in goal, a back four of Williams, Parsons, Novak, Lopez, Clarkson and Francis in midfield, Shortide, Migliaccio and Pelestri supporting Jones up front. That's also known as no changes, but, you know, it's a big game. Thought I'd reintroduce them. They played so well against Newcastle. Let's hope they play well again in this game. Outstretch the arms. Go out there, carry on where you finished off your last game. And we've scored 9 goals in our last 2 games. We've just got to keep playing good football. This is where the picture-in-picture feature I've been asking for years on Football Manager would be handy, because we'd like to have the Liverpool-Fulham game going on in the corner of the screen, because obviously if Liverpool go behind in their game, even less pressure on us to perform. But for 23 minutes gone, halfway through the first half, we get the first highlight, and it is with us. It's Novak playing it forward to Francis. Back to Novak again, who this time lumps it forward, looking for Shortire. This is his last game as a loanee, joining us permanently, of course, in the summer. And hopefully he'll want to celebrate his last day as a loanee by doing something fancy, like scoring a goal. And Francis plays it forward to Shortire, who turns and plays the ball over the top, looking for Jones. Look at the pace of Jones again. Oh, I love Ricky J. Jones. He's so fast. He's so powerful. And he's such a composed finisher. It's Leeds 0, Peterborough 1. It's made so much more special by the fact he came through our own youth team. And just look at how quick, look at the gap between him and the defender. They were level when the ball is played, and he's 3 or 4 yards ahead of him by the time he has the shot. And that's with dribbling a football. He's so quick. He's so direct. Is he going to be able to do it in the Champions League? Imagine, does that work against Barcelona? We're potentially this close to finding out. It's ridiculous. God. There's no commentating when that happens. I don't know what Svilar's up to. I think Parsons has kind of got Svilar out of jail there, because Svilar didn't look like he was really aware of what was going on, and the ball just kind of trickles wide after the interception from what I'm assuming is Parsons. It was the left-sided centre-back, which is Parsons, so I assume it was him who got the challenge in. It's still 0-0 in the Liverpool-Fulham game, and Manchester City, who are the team above us, are winning theirs as well. I mean, there's still there is still an outside chance of us finishing third. But we're like I've been saying, ever since we fell off the top of the league, we're not looking up in this table. We're all the way through. We've been looking behind us, watching our backs, and hoping that we can cling on to as high a league position as we can. Jones takes the ball and runs again. He's got no one supporting him. He's got to do it all on his own. And he does pretty well. Ends up falling over, but no penalty given. Lopez plays it forward to Migliaccio. And there's Pelestri. Lopez looking for a second goal of the episode. Francis to Shortide, to Pelestri, to Jones. We're playing like Barcelona. That's for sure. We knock the ball around beautifully. That attacking midfield 3 now is real top tier and young as well. The entire front 4, I think they're all either 23 or 24 years old. That could be the front 4 for the next 5 years, and there's young wonder kids coming through in all of those positions. It is such an exciting time to be a Peterborough fan, to be the Peterborough manager. Right, it's 1-1 between Liverpool and Fulham. Liverpool took the lead, Fulham equalising immediately. Palestri is tired and needs to come off so we can bring on one of those wonder kids we were talking about before. Gerardo Trinidad can come on the right-hand side. We're going to take off Shortire, bring on another one of those wonder kids, Jan Scala. Scala comes on the other side. That'll do for now. Get those two wonder kids on in the wide areas, see what they can conjure up. Liverpool still drawing 1-1 with Fulham with 10 minutes of the season remaining. And we're looking at Brandon Williams, who's on a yellow card and not playing well and does have a bit of a habit of getting sent off, but he's our captain. I think we have to leave him on. Miliaccio is shattered. We've got Bizer there on the bench, who Bizer's probably more hard done by than Simon Patton this season because he was probably our best player in the first half of the season. We brought Miliaccio in and he's even better. So Bizer's fallen down the pecking order. Jones is in here. Is it? I mean, you can't do that in the Champions League, young man, if we end up getting there. It's still a big if. I'm still nervous. This could be a reverse backdoor Kev here. We could have backdoor Liverpool. I don't care for it. Leeds with a corner. And, oh, God, they've scored. And Liverpool have scored as well. It is the reverse backdoor Kev. I've never experienced this in reverse before. Almost at the exact same moment, Leeds and Liverpool scored. And I think we're going to be in the Europa League. We were so close. I'd picked out a Champions League suit. Just throw everything at it, boys. This is sad. Anyone? Can we have a little bit of help? Well, we've not done our part. I don't know if Fulham came back and saved us. That is an incredibly disappointing way to end the season. And we have finished fifth. It is the Europa League for us. I've been reverse backdoor Kev'd for, I think, the first time. Long term, it might end up better for the club. Trying to put a silver lining on it. We can win the Europa League. We wouldn't have been able to win the Champions League. Oh, but it hurts now. We'll recover from it. It'll be fine. Transfer special tomorrow. That will cheer us all up. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.